Hey, you know what month it
Happy
is?
Dish!
Happy Dish. Can you believe it's already October?
Girl, I cannot. I surely can't.
Hmm. You know what? I can
Oh, no.
because I'm collecting. This is like a doll head.
No, it's not a doll head. And stop bringing up doll heads. What is in that jar?
Still nothing. It just you can't tell because it's amber glass.
Mm,
Could be empty, could be full. You don't know. I don't even know.
life is full of mystery.
Life is full of mystery.
Well, you were looking extra spooky today to ring in October in style.
Thanks. I thought I'd give you a little lace-up peekaboo window.
I was hoping you would.
That's I thought to myself this morning. I hope Eileen wears a lace up peekaboo window to the dish.
Yeah, it's
And
true. I was thinking about it last night.
who was I to deprive you?
Looks nice. So, what do you do to bring in spooky season, girl?
Well, I already did one thing, which I think we talked about last time. I go into the woods with rubber gloves and clippers, and I just call you, and I bring you with me on the foraging trip. So I like to collect plants. I like to do a little spell work. We had a great on the first 2 days ago on Sunday. We had a great all day movement conference, and it was everything. It was prayer bowls. It was kundalini. It was yoga. It was burlesque. It was tarot. It was just like so much and even more than that, and it was great. I feel opened. I know. Yeah. You pick a word and then it just like the meaning of it kind of, yeah. I'm intrigued. Tell me more. I was opened. I was aligned. I was renewed. I was refreshed. It was great.
What a day to be alive. That's exciting.
What a day to be alive. And then, like watch Hocus Pocus for the 50 millionth time.
I think it's so important. We were talking. I don't remember who I was talking to, but I was talking to them about the sacredness of my Sundays.
Oh, for sure.
And I was raised extremist Catholic, which is a new identifier, but I feel pretty confident about it. And happy to touch base with it. Even my cousins have tuned in if you joyously disagree. But I was thinking about it and I was like, one of the things I really love about the start of the new week is really setting myself up. So if I haven't been to hot yoga yet, I'm going to hot yoga. If I haven't gotten groceries and done meal prep yet, I do it. And it's like, it sets me up in ways for the week that like, it's kind of embarrassing.
Embarrassing?
Yeah, because I'm like, they're just days, right? Like they're constructs, right? But it just makes such a difference to me and my week.
Yeah.
Even so, sometimes I'll meet a friend for drinks Sunday afternoon. So I lose the day, right? You don't want to get home after drinks and like go to Costco. So I'll do all that on Saturday, just so I'm
Yeah.
set up for the week. But like I find an incredible comfort in the ritualistic of a cleansing and focused Sunday.
Well, me too. And it's funny. They are just days, but I feel like my whole reality is different on those days when I really let myself um, just be just be less scheduled, less stressed out about stuff. And I forget who I was talking to, but one thing that I realized recently in my life is that the start of the week for me is not it's not the week is not best started on Monday. The week is
Yeah.
best started on Sunday. And I used to treat Sundays like the last little bit of freedom that I get before the work week, you know?
Yeah.
And so I kind of spend it the Sunday scaries, those which are like
Hmm.
so real for me. And it's just like I'm heightened anxiety. I feel the
Hmm.
ticking clock and I'm like I got to make the most of this day before I go back to the week and sort of like lose my freedom or whatever. But now I think of Sundays as it's a subtle shift. It's not like anything is materially changing about those days, but my appreciation, my mental framing of those days is slightly different now. Where it's like I'm going to do what I need to do to set the conditions up to have a successful week. And that
Exactly.
that doesn't mean starting to work, right? That means doing the pre-work, doing the groceries and the errands and the self-care and the whatever it is. It feels like I need to be really careful about the blocks, the foundation that I set up, because I can't just like jump into things like I used to be able to.
Well, it's so interesting you say that because it's really all about the language, right? It's like, look, like it may look like I'm doing very similar things, but my mindset is different.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I think that actually goes really well into our topic because I think sometimes when we are trying to figure out the ebb and flow of a relationship or a new friendship or a new flirtation, there is so much mindset shifting you have to do. There is so much balance of like, you can't let yourself go down too many rabbit holes, right? And if you do, it's not going to be a successful relationship, even with self.
Yeah. And everything has a season. So just like we have this cycle of getting ready for the work week, doing the work week, decompressing from the work week, and then preparing for the next work week, it's kind of the same thing with relationships and of all types, friendships, like deep friendships, confidants, flirtations. I love that. Flirtations and long term relationships, they all go through different stages because we are in different stages of readiness or mental capacity or time. How committed are
Yeah.
we? So, like, you can't just pretend like it's going to be consistent all the time. Like the theme is about making up your mind, and sometimes it could be about something really little, like do I have the energy
Mm,
to go do an activity with this person right now?
yeah. I don't know, or do I have the energy to text this person back? And I think like the other piece of it is like it doesn't necessarily have to be this massive lift, but sometimes in moments of stress it can, especially when you don't know where you sit with someone.
Hmm.
Right? Like I've had friendships or flirtations that were really an escape for me, and
Yeah.
then something shifted. And it's like, oh wow, this isn't an escape for me anymore. This is a different type of energy. It's a more laborious energy
Yeah.
and I have to make an intentional choice eventually. I mean, I don't because my guilt just kills me all the time. I'm a Catholic and I'm just like, oh my God. You know what I mean? But I've gotten better in my old age, right? Just like getting better about okay, what do I have capacity for? Because I was thinking about it and I was talking to someone down here and I was like, oh, you know what? My community's in Columbus. But if you really look, and I love all my people in Columbus, but I have a million acquaintances and I can count my friends on one hand. Like, and not in a bad way. But like I don't have all my good friends, right?
Yeah.
Like
Mm-hmm.
it's not like I have like 30 good, best friends, but I have a ton of acquaintances. And then you look down here and I've been here 3 years and I'm like, oh, I have one or two friends. And that tracks. And right, it's where you put your energy, which is now less people than when I used to. Like
Yeah.
I would spread it across more relationships. And I think that's what makes flirtations and stuff harder because it can sometimes be like, do I have the energy for this or do I want to pour it into a friendship?
Yeah. Well, our time is limited. Our energy is very limited. I mean, we've talked about that how you don't have the same amount of energy throughout the entire span of your life, and your priorities are different. So, like,
Right.
is this worth the investment of my time? Is a difficult question to answer because you have to maintain friendships and relationships in order to people to want to continue to be around you. You know,
Yeah.
um, but also like I don't know. As I've gotten older, my decisions are less driven by some perceived obligation. Like so much of what I used to do was because I thought that was the right thing to do, or I really wanted to impress people, or I wanted to be in the right situations, or you know, planning for my future. I guess if I can say that. Like I gotta go do the thing and network and maintain this relationship because this could turn into something, or I don't want to let anybody down, right? I think
Yeah.
it was those two things. I don't want to let anybody down, and I'm like planning for the future. And now I don't, yeah, I don't know if it's the yoga and the kundalini, but I'm just like lying down in the lazy river, just like take me wherever you're gonna, wherever this is meant to go, just take me there.
I love that. So when do you find like what do you do when someone who you're feeling kind of hot with cools down?
Do you want the real answer or do you want the professional answer?
Girl, give me the professional answer first, and then we're gonna dish.
Love
And give
it.
me the real answer.
Okay, so for you at
So
home,
my partner poured me a soup bowl of wine.
wow, and and before we started, I said, "Are you okay?" Because when your partner pours you a fish bowl of wine, you have to wonder, like, do they think I'm not okay? You know what I mean? Or were they just like helping you off by finishing off the bottle? You know what I mean? It could just be like, well, there's a glass and a quarter left, so you might as well just take the quarter.
All right,
Yeah.
give me the professional. Give me like the like. So, girl, you're really hot for someone, and they're
Yeah.
cool on you.
Okay, so the professional answer is everything has a season and you want to give people their space. All right. So
No,
if I'm giving you the
no.
advice that I wouldn't take myself, it's to just say, you know what, it might like it's urgent for me, but I'm gonna give him a little time and we'll see how this goes. And then you just check in once every couple days, see how that feels, you know? Like everyone's natural cadence of reaching out is a little bit different. Mine is like it's like every couple days, unless
Yeah,
we've made plans, and right, unless you haven't followed up on agreements, then it's a different story. But if it's just kind of like our normal back and forth is not there, I'll just like
yeah.
check in every couple days and see what's going on. So that's the professional answer.
That is the professional answer. All right, now tell me the truth.
So the truth is, I'm assuming we're talking like hot and sexy and like hot and heavy kind
Is
of.
there any other type of flirtation?
Okay, all right. So the real answer is you send a picture and give no explanation. And I'm not talking just any picture.
Ah, there we go.
I'm
Yeah.
talking about the picture, okay? You get the lighting crew, you hire the lighting crew. You go in the bathroom. You turn on the hot water for at least half an hour. So you got a good haze going on. You know what I mean? And then you do the naked behind the shower door, wipe like a few lines away with your hands, and then do this. You know what I mean? Like you got to give them the whole production, because it's like the cat and mouse is very fun. So I don't know. What do you think?
I just sound like this.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God. So I love you, and I am so bad at this. I am so bad at this.
You think so? Of course, I'm
No,
not
I
on the
mean,
receiving end of it, so I don't know what's going on. But
I
like,
know so. But I love this. I love this. Like, I love. I think that's the whole thing. Is there's so many rules now, and there's so many things around. Oh my God, I was talking to someone in their 20s, which just made me feel so old. And I was talking with them, and they're about all the rules, and they're straight, so they
oh,
have a whole different set of rules.
doubly unrelatable.
But it was like all the rules around so many things, even on cadence of texting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I would be fucked.
So what were their rules around cadence of texting?
Well, oh my God. So this was a woman. If a guy texts you like late at night, forget it.
As in, don't respond. You're not allowed.
Yeah, and like probably be done because he's looking for a booty call and blah.
I know what he's looking for.
Everybody knows what he's looking for. But even if it's like, what's good or what's up, and even if you're friends, it's like, are you out? No.
Yeah.
And then asking for a nude, never. Done. Over.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
yeah. And I was like, oh, our generation was not that.
No.
No one in our generation can run for U.S. president. Like, we all have dirt out there. Like, there's just no way.
I shouldn't tell the story, but I will.
You will.
For the benefit of all of you at home. Learn from my mistakes. I was texting someone on Snapchat, which is already strike 1, 2, and 3, because if you know anything about Snapchat, you know that it's not for the weather and everyone's health.
Yeah.
It's for one thing and one thing only, and that's illicit pictures. So I was texting someone who was a colleague in the performer sense, not a work colleague, but like a performer, a performance scene colleague. Okay.
Okay.
And I sent a picture that I would never send if I were not under the significant influence of alcohol because of an after party. Okay? This was not, by the way, from the encouragement of other people. This was just me making a poor choice.
Being like,
yeah, exactly. Let me get my phone. And then things transpired. I'll spare you the gory details. And then after I sent the if you know anything about Snapchat, you know when it's been sent, and then you know when it's been opened. Okay? So I sent the picture, it sat on sent or delivered, and I started to spiral.
well, obviously.
Because I was just like, that was the stupidest idea. And so I blocked them immediately so that they couldn't open the picture. Ladies, get in the chat if you can relate. Who hasn't been there?
You know what we are
This is definitely the thumbnail, is me being embarrassed and like about my choices.
Relatable content. No, but you did, but they didn't see it.
That I know of. To this day, I'll never know if they saw it or not, because you know, there might have been a delay, right? Like, I might have blocked them, and then it might not have happened until they opened the picture. Like, who knows? Who's to say?
No, because that would have been weird, because then they would have reached out another way.
No. The particular kind of flirtation, cat and mouse that was happening here, like, this person, if they saw it, and they knew that I was embarrassed about it, I'm not sure that they would ever tell me. How can you know? These are the things that, like, you know, in the darkest hour of the night, I lie awake and think, but did he see it? It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world.
Take risks, you know what I mean? And I think that's what all new relationships and friendships are anyways, right? It's these calculated risks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Loaf just burped. She's on the fence. Penny, how do you feel? How do you feel about an occasional nude?
Oh, she's not interested.
This is her occasional nude.
Oh, occasionally yours.
Occasionally yours.
I love the name of that store. That's so funny.
Oh, it's very pro nudes. You know what it is? I think what's hard for me about, I struggle with those kind of casual text relationships that I really admire you for, because I think they feed something for you. And I think they feed, like, I love it. But for me, the uncertainty is like too fucking draining.
Well,
like,
yeah.
No,
sorry. No, I was just going to say, you know how I have a tendency to overshare with strangers?
Yeah.
So, I mean, oversharing with anybody, frankly. But I think what I like about it is that it's just a very casual conversation, and I don't like to spend a lot of time on the uncertainty of it. I like to come right out there and say, hey, I know you're going to want to get together tonight so that we can do stuff. I'm just going to tell you that's not going to happen.
Right.
I'm just letting you know right now, like, I am in the sweatpants and slippers that say I'm not going anywhere.
Right. So and I think there's like such a beautiful honesty in that, though.
Yeah, and sometimes people are, I don't know, sometimes people are confused by that forthrightness. Sometimes they're like, well, but I want this, and I'm like, I got nothing for you. Like, I'm not gonna, it's not gonna be a good time even if I force myself out of the house.
Right.
You know, we're not gonna have a good time anyway, so you might as well just, like, free yourself from that delusion.
Right. Yeah. No, that makes sense. I think for me, like, what I'm curious about for you is when in a flirtation things go hot and then go cold again.
Yeah.
The lack of consistency really confuses me. And I'm just like, all right, we're done. I don't know. Like, I love how you're like, hey, yeah, we're cold right now, but like we may be hot again, or we're lukewarm. And I don't know. I just think you really sit in the limbo of those flirtations really well. And I don't.
Well, yeah, I don't have a good answer for that other than
What's a compliment?
So, well, thank you. Thank you. I was just reflecting on it because it was like it doesn't always feel that way. Like the uncertainty doesn't always feel great, but sometimes it's just like, I am very busy.
Yeah.
We're both very busy
Yeah.
people. And so it's like even if this doesn't pan out, I got plenty of other things to spend my time on. Like
I
this.
feel so guilty though.
Oh, you feel guilty about.
Like if I'm slacking, if I'm the one slacking.
Oh. I don't.
Tell me more about that.
I don't. I mean, I'm not sure that there's too much more to say other than I mean, we were talking about doing things based on obligations
Mm-hmm.
or like feeling like you have to do the right thing for everybody or give everyone what they want. And now I'm just kind of like I'm here. So just like the telephone works two ways
Yeah.
and you can swim out to meet me in the lazy river if you so choose.
Mm. Lazy River is like big. What's that terrible water park everyone goes to in Ohio?
Oh, Zoombezi Bay.
Zoombezi Bay, big Zoombezi Bay
Yeah,
energy.
I miss Wyandotte Lake. Where's Wyandotte Lake? You remember that?
No,
No, you're from
what?
Buffalo. You're from Buffalo. I'm sorry. Wyandotte Lake is the pre-Zoombezi Bay. That's what it was before it was Zoombezi Bay. Yeah.
Oh, was it a lake?
No, it was just a water park.
Oh.
That's just what they called it. And I used to be like I was on the swim team. I didn't give a shit about germs when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Now I can't even look at a water park without being grossed out.
Mm. Let me tell you what, I had a lot of problems with dating with women in Columbus, Ohio. Shouts in the chat. If you are one of the women I dated, feel free to get in the chat.
We always love to hear from you. Let us know how you're
Uh,
doing.
love that you're here. And I'm gonna actually, because so many of my exes have transitioned genders, I'm just gonna say people. Everyone's been wondering for 3 years.
Brooke turned me into a woman.
No, your dad's here. Eileen's always been a woman. Okay. So
It's okay. He knows. He knows.
what's up, Eileen's dad? Happy belated. Okay. Anyways, we're back on track.
Yeah.
One of the biggest challenges for me in dating queer people in Columbus, Ohio,
Mm-hmm.
was Zoombezi Bay. And I'm here to come out and tell you it's trash. And I don't care if you want me to go, I'm not going. The drinks are $17 each. They're always warm because they're from an outdoor bar.
Yeah.
And I cannot drink a warm White Claw and not get a migraine headache in 37 seconds. Second of all, I do not need E. coli. If I want E. coli, I can go to a hot tub in Hocking Hills.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say that. Calling
Anyway,
me out.
I prefer to get it that way instead of a communal pool of like drunk adults
Yeah.
drinking Bud Light Limerita with like Confederate flag tattoos on their back.
Yeah. I mean that's the thing now is I don't even like going to a public pool, and it's just because of frankly children. I don't care. As Trixie Mattel famously once said, I didn't pick drag to relate to the children.
That's so. Say it again.
Yeah, I didn't pick drag to relate to the children. And you know
I
what?
wasn't like, you know what? I want a child-centric career path. I'm gonna do drag.
Yeah, and you know what? The real gag is it can be a child. Like I mean, Nina West is doing great, right? Like
Yeah.
I think the children do potentially have a lot to learn from some drag performers. I'm not one of them. Okay? I'm not one of them. I'm a burlesque artist and a tarot reader, and those arts are best enjoyed by adults. Should only be enjoyed by adults. But anyway, no, I don't like children, so I don't want to go to a public pool. And the other thing is, if you've ever been an adult at a private pool, like, call me bougie, but like, just I don't need to be on a slide. I just need to sit on a pool deck, occasionally dip myself into the water, tootle on over to the bar, get myself a little drink, and read my book and be done. I want quiet.
Yeah.
I want minimal interactions with others.
Oh no, it was always some fucking thing. It was always like 18 fucking couples of lesbians that were going to Zoombezi Bay, and it was a whole fucking day. And here's the thing: in the beginning of the day, you all got your little coffees and you're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. By the end of the day, half the couples are breaking up. The other half were so drunk they couldn't see straight. And you're like, what are we doing with our
Everyone's
lives?
fighting.
Oh, everyone's fighting. No one's going to the community lacrosse game next Thursday. It's a fucking nightmare. It's a nightmare. Anyways, again, yet another reason all of my relationships in Columbus, Ohio didn't work out. So again, shouts in the chat and give my exes. Feel free to chime in, not with the actual reason we didn't work out. I don't want that. I need only Zoombezi Bay related reasons.
Give Brooke's exes their flowers.
We always do. I actually celebrate when my exes get married. And whenever they find their person that if they want to get married, obviously if they don't want to get married, they don't have to. But I've had a few exes from Ohio, particularly, oh my God, can I tell you, my first girlfriend in Ohio, Chelsea. She's so sweet. We're still friends. So shouts to Chelsea if you made it here. Hi.
I think Chelsea watches the show sometimes, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, anyway.
She has watched it before. Anyway, she's so sweet. I love her. And we dated for like 3 months or 4 months. It was so cute. Oh my God. She made me a poster board that asked if I would be her girlfriend. It was like adorable. I was like, oh my God, so cute. We were like in our 20s and adorable. So sweet. When she got married, her wedding weekend, to her lovely wife, I remember this is years ago now, but I texted her and I was just like, I just am so excited and proud of you. And I cheersed you. And I sent her a photo. I think it was like the week after the wedding, because obviously no one texted for the wedding. She's busy. Like of me cheersing with like my girlfriend at the time or whatever it was. And she's just like, this is so sweet, Curtis. I love it. I'm so glad. You know what I mean? It was just like this beautiful thing where it's like, hey, you found someone that can put up with your shit.
Yeah, that's what we all need.
They can put up with your shit or you put up with theirs or whatever. You know what I mean? It was just lovely. And I think you should always celebrate when your ex finds a person, except for that one ex. And we all know who it is. And you just don't wish them well.
No.
But everyone has one. You only get one of them.
We love their hair. We hope they win. We do not wish them well. Girl, have you ever had someone who would routinely slip in your DMs and then they get married and then they stay in your DMs? Has that ever happened?
Oh my God, no. They always disappear, but they're back always.
Well, I'm not going to put anyone in Columbus, Ohio on blast, but it has happened to me. And then you have to be like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like,
no, like,
are you an actual monster? I don't understand, because it's not like, and because it's me, right? Like, I'm very direct. I'm like, so I take it that you are not in an open marriage, And then to their credit, they were like, no.
Like, oh, that is impressive. I've had
it's the honesty for me, but I was like,
then
why are we doing this?
I've had sexy friends ghost me when they've gotten in a relationship with a controlling femme.
Oh, well, that's just healthy choices,
Oh, yeah, it is, but it's also like we were friends and who were also attracted to each other, and I feel like you got to find a line there.
Yeah.
Like we could have kept the friendship. You know what I mean?
Making up your mind.
Mm-hmm.
They had a decision to make.
Occasionally not mine.
Occasionally yours, but seldom.
I know. Actually, we should open a store next to the store where we got the promo photo where it says occasionally yours.
Yeah.
And have it called seldomly mine.
Occasionally yours, seldomly mine. I love that. That's like a Bob's Burgers match in heaven,
It's true.
Match made in heaven.
Girl, can you believe we're at time?
We are? Oh my gosh, it's been half an hour. Well, what do you know about that? Any closing thoughts for people trying to make a decision in their life?
You know what? A wise tarot card reader once told me, treat life like a lazy river and let the universe come to you. Well, that's my advice. I stole it. Yeah. Big white woman energy, appropriating.
And dance like nobody's watching. And
slide DMs like you aren't getting screenshotted.
Yeah, and fuck like you don't need the money. I love you too. And we'll see all of you next week for more of this and probably more spooky looks because it's my favorite month of the year. Bye, everyone.
Bye.